you may see the price of AMC stock go down, but it is not an AMC sell-off. It is a short attack. Welcome back, YouTube, and today I'm going to be discussing why I believe we're going to see triple-digit AMC, and why also, let's say, even if there isn't a short squeeze, that we're going to have the opportunity to still realize gains from its current price, just simply from the theater reopening. So looking at volume, I believe that institutions took huge short positions and even had an opportunity to cover at somewhere between $4.50 and $5.26. But based off of the positions, when it dipped down to around like $5 again after it hit around $8, it looks like they doubled down. For all my new investors, when you take a contract, typically it's around 100 shares. Doing some conservative math with the numbers I've been seeing, let's just say it was around 2.5 million shares, so that's around 250,000 contracts. And I believe it's roughly around 250,000 contracts that are outstanding, aka not delivered. So a short squeeze is pretty much when short positions are forced to be covered. A short squeeze pretty much happens for a couple of reasons. A is typically when institutions claim they have shares that they don't have, and when they're forced to deliver the shares, they can't. The role that the public plays in that is they buy up the remaining existing shares and they refuse to sell them. So the institutions can no longer buy back in and cover their existing short positions, and they're forced to deliver them, thus resulting in a short squeeze and the price skyrockets. Here's what we know. When the institutions have outstanding shares, they're forced to pay interest. And what we do know is sometimes that interest usually starts at around like 15%. So it's crazy interest rates. So when they're not delivering on these short positions, it's costing them hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, initially, this isn't a big deal to them because these are multi-billion, sometimes trillion-dollar companies. So it's not that big of a deal. But eventually it comes up to the point that it's no longer worth it to pay the interest on the existing stocks, because the interest, it accrues and it also builds as well. So the interest just won't stay at, let's say, 15%. The longer you wait, then of course the interest will go up. This is similar to what we saw with GameStop. It's really just a game of cat and mouse. Well, the stock market in general, I'd say, is a game of cat and mouse. So I guess this is a game of chicken. I don't know if you guys have seen like the Fast and Furious movies, where you have like the two cars and you drive at like 100 miles per hour towards each other, and whoever pulls off first or whatnot is like the chicken. I think this is more so what's taking place here, except there's money on the line. But I believe a short squeeze will happen on AMC this year. I believe they have long options on these contracts, which means they're typically just going to want to make it low before they make it high again. But I believe that we are going to see a short squeeze this year on AMC. Brokers are typically in bed with a lot of the institutions, so they sell our information, so they know, how we're purchasing and what we're doing. So it's not like they're in the dark. So you're going to see like these things like short attacks and these sell-offs, and they may even cover some positions, but the name of the game is the same. And in order to pretty much apply the squeeze, the initial shares that are there are going to have to be bought up. And not only bought up, but they have to be held. So this is no different than the things that we've been seeing as far as with GameStop and companies shorting more than 100% of all available shares. So it's really just a simple strategy. And I do believe that there will be some type of like legislation after this. So this may very well be the last opportunity that you see to organize and do something as far as to this magnitude. And before I go, I wanted to also answer a question that I've been getting asked a lot as far as for who do I believe will buy AMC. I think Disney has the most to gain from purchasing AMC if it were to, go to sell as far as for anyone. Because at that point, Disney would own everything from like production to like screenplay, all the way to streaming, and also the sitting at. I think they would have the most to gain. And that would pretty much put like I won't say like a monopoly, but they pretty much have a presence in all areas of the entertainment industry, as far as from making the movie to how you watch it. They'd pretty much be in every area. So I think Disney would have the most to gain from it. That's just my prediction. If you have thoughts on who you think is going to buy AMC eventually, just let me know in the comments, because I've been hearing like Amazon and Walmart, Netflix and things like that. I think it's Disney, but I'd love to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts on AMC, the price point that you got in. If you follow any of my groups, you know that I actually got in at around $8.20. So I'd love to hear your price points as far as that you got in, and your predictions as far as to where you think the price is going to go. That's all I have for now, but I do believe that you have the potential to see a profit with AMC regardless if there's a short squeeze or not. With that being said, thanks, and until next time.